Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the channel. My name is... Damn it, I know what names. Anyway, putting that aside, I've got an interesting challenge video for you here today. Now I know what you're thinking, Pokemon Red, oh another challenge video, they've been done by everyone. And you know what, you're not wrong. But, looking upon the internet, I have not found one person that has beat Pokemon Red with no HMs and TMs and a level cap of 50. So I'm going to be the first person to do it, hopefully. So, the reason I wanted to do this challenge is because we all know it. Well, for most of us, Pokemon is just too easy, which is why we make these challenge videos, to, you know, give it a bit of oomph or something like that. And the reason I picked this video is because I looked at Pokemon's movesets and they learn terrible moves, especially in Generation 1, if you don't use TMs or HMs, which makes them a lot weaker than they should be. And that's the reason I picked Bulbasaur, because... Wait, hold on a second. Am I going to lose? Can you lose against a rival? I've never lost against a rival before in a Pokemon game at the start. Am I? Oh. Never mind. Well, as you saw there, that's a Gen 1 AI, and you're probably going to see a lot of it during this challenge. Now, to give you a bit of an idea of what I mean by they learn terrible moves, Bulbasaur, this is an example of good moves, he learns Razor Leaf very early on. Something like level, I can't remember off the top of my head, something like 25, 30 maybe. And then if we want to look at someone with bad moves out of the starters, Squirtle. You see, Squirtle's best moves, even when he hits, well, even when he evolves into Blastoise, it's going to be Bubble and Water Gun. He learns nothing else until he passes level 50. And let's be real, I'm not using Bubble and Water Gun for my main water Pokemon throughout the whole game. That's not happening. I refuse to do it. Can we just pause for a second and just look at Bulbasaur? I don't know why, but he looks a bit like an alien with his eyes being that shape. I know it's completely irrelevant, but I just wanted to point that out because, you know, I never noticed that. So that's why I'm not going to use Squirtle, and that's the reason I picked Bulbasaur. So, you know, we've got that out of the way. For this challenge video, I'm not going to use legendaries either because that just ruins it. I mean, I could because they're only level 50, but I'm just not going to do it anyway. And you know what? That's pretty much the rules. I'm not going to use glitches either, apart from one specific glitch, which you'll see later on in the video. And I'm not going to try to, you know, abuse too much problems with the game because this is Gen 1 and it is filled with stuff that we can abuse. And also, in battles, no items are allowed whatsoever. I can use them outside, but inside they are forbidden. If I have to use an HM move at any point, because I'm going to have HM slaves, I automatically forfeit the match. So that is pretty much everything. I've mumbled on long enough, let's get on with the video. And the main reason I was mumbling is because Brock, there was no point of commentary. Yeah, commentary, that's the word. Doesn't sound right. You know what I mean. There's no point in me talking over that because it's Brock. I'm going to win. And it was the same with Misty as well. Because when I went to Misty, I had an Ivysaur. Grass versus water. I'm clearly going to win. So we'll get on to something that was interesting. The rival battle. Now, I know my rival is going to have quite a team. So I decided to catch a Spearow. Because Spearow, when he evolves into Fearow, is a monster in this game. It has got high physical attack. And its crit ratio is disgusting because in Gen 1, crits, for some odd reason, were based off of speed. So if a Pokemon had really high base speed, they're going to crit a lot. And that's the reason I got it, because it has good moves too, like Drill Peck. And Drill Peck is probably the best flying move in Gen 1. So without, you know, further ado, let's get onto the rival. And you know what? Yuji wants to battle us, and he sends out Pidgeotto. And what do? I send out Ivysaur. Yeah, don't know why I done that. So I decided to tackle it and just see how much I do, and it's not a lot, but I haven't really got much choice because all my other Pokemon are really weak. So I just keep going for tackle, and he keeps hitting me with Sand Attack and Gust. Gust, for some weird reason, isn't a flying move in Gen 1, so this was good for me, because if it was, I would have lost instantly. So I eventually get the Pidgeotto down. Ivysaur hits level 23. I'm really low on HP, so I switched to Tooth Fairy to deal with Abra because Abra only has teleport, so he physically cannot touch us. And Tooth Fairy just keeps hitting him with Pound. After I've knocked out Abra, he sends out his Rattata, and I decide to use my Fear Me. Fear Me goes for Peck, while Rattata tries to hit me with a Tail Whip. Don't know why it's not attacking me, because you're a higher level, you'll knock me out. I mean, as we saw there, it only takes 2 hits to beat my Fear Me, but yeah, he just doesn't do it until he's almost lost. Then he uses Hyper Fang against Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy manages to get rid of Rattata with the Pound. Next comes out Charmander, and this is what I was worried about. This is why I bought Sing, because I knew if I could put it to sleep, I might stand a chance. So I've now put it to sleep. I've switched to Ivysaur to deal with the Charmander, and I decide to test Tackle, and yeah, Tackle misses because it's got 95% accuracy. So I go for a Tackle, I hit huge damage, I go for another Tackle, and I finally managed to knock out the Charmander with my third Tackle, which is good because if he hit me with Ember, I may have lost. I don't know, but it would have done a lot of damage. So after seeing how useless my rival's Abra was, I decided to go catch an Abra myself. And it took a while because Abra only knows Teleport, so after like the 6th attempt I got one. And then I decided to go catch a Diglett because I know I'm going to be facing Surge and he has an electric team. And if you basically catch a Diglett, you've swept his whole team because, yeah, his team is very, very weak against the Diglett cave that is just next to it. Smart. And I decided to call him No Legs. I have no idea why. I'm bad with names. It's in my YouTube name. So if there's a problem, you know, just blame YouTube. Well, rather than blame YouTube, we can face YouTube. So again, I make the same mistake of sending Ivysaur out against Pidgeotto. But you know what, Ivysaur is my strongest Pokemon. He probably has the best chance. So as you can see, it's just a battle between Tackles and Gust. I'm praying I don't get too much sand attacks. I don't. I decide to go against Raticate and hit with Vine Whip. And Raticate hits me with a Tackle. 2 Vine Whips knocks it out. He then sends out Kadabra, and I'm thinking, this is a problem. So I decide to switch to Fear Me, hoping that Fear Me might be fast enough to do a good damage. And then I realise, oh, Kadabra doesn't know. Wait, hold on, he knows Confusion. Oh, well, I made a good choice then, because if I didn't do that, Ivysaur would have been knocked out instantly. So I now switch to No Legs to deal with Charmeleon, and I just use Dig, and yeah, just like that, the rival was beaten. No issue. Thanks for that, we can go to the Sea Captain and get cut, which allows us to access Surge. And now, Surge, as you can imagine, yeah, he's not much of a challenge because I have No Legs, which I really should have started off with, but his Voltorbs only know Tackle and maybe Sonic Boom. I'm not so sure about that, they might do. I didn't really give him a chance to find out, so he sends out Pikachu. I go for Dig, 1-hit KO, No Legs levels up, he sends out Raichu, the big boy, the better Pikachu, and I just go for a Dig, and yeah, he hangs on by a bit, but it doesn't matter. Second Dig knocks it out because he's only using Thunder Shock, and even if he used Thunderbolt, it wouldn't affect me. So that is Surge taken care of. Jumping straight into the next match, in Lavender Town we face my rival, and amazingly I did not use Ivysaur against his Pidgeotto. I used Fear Me, and Fear Me does pretty well, but unfortunately Fear Me just isn't strong enough to take care of the Pidgeotto. So I decided Ivysaur can try and finish it off. And Ivysaur's doing good damage. Again, if Gust was a flying type move, I would have been in trouble, but it's not. He then uses Execute, so I decide to use Ivysaur to deal with it because I decide, you know what, probably best to go for Leech Seed. And I get hit by Hypnosis, which is annoying. And Execute just decides, let's use Barrage, a move that takes so long to finish. And it's annoying because in Gen 1, when you're put to sleep, I think it can last up to 7 turns, but on the turn you wake up as well, for some odd reason, you don't get to attack, which means, you know, if the opponent's faster than you, they can just put you back to sleep, which, it doesn't matter if Execute was faster or not, you put me back to sleep anyway. So, you know, I keep waking up every now and then, but I'm just getting hit by Barrage, and Barrage only does 2 damage, and he's about to beat me from the looks of it. Oh my goodness, that is just so sad. Yeah, Ivysaur lost. So I'm kind of annoyed by that. I decided to go with No Legs, and yeah, I get put to sleep as well, which is really annoying because No Legs got very, very, very low defense. And eventually I do wake up, and I'm hoping, okay, let me at least get one good hit in with Dig. And it doesn't really do much damage, but Hypnosis keeps missing. And Barrage is missing, and oh, there we go. But from the looks of it, I've probably lost because I haven't really got... Yeah, I've definitely lost. So I decided to use Sing. I want to see how much, Double Slap does. It really doesn't do a lot. So let's see Pound. Pound's doing probably the same damage. It doesn't make a difference. I just keep going for Pound to do a bit of damage. I think to myself, he's going to wake up. And yes, what a guess. He woke up. I put him back to sleep. Thank you, because sleep is only, well, not sleep. Sing is only 60% accuracy. I keep going for the pounds. I'm hoping he doesn't wake up. He wakes up, and I managed to get a crit to finish it off. It's Kadabra. I don't see any way of me winning this unless No Legs is faster. It is. I get a dig. Yes, I take it out. Now it's Charmeleon. If only my dig knocks it out. Critical hit. That's amazing luck. Let's be honest. I should have lost that. I managed to win. So I'm very happy about that. So, feeling confident with myself, I decide, let's go face Erica. And good news, I finally get a Fearow. Or, well, my Fear Me actually evolves. And, this should be super easy. But because I was feeling so cocky with myself, I decided not to heal my Fear Me because I thought it'd be funny. And as you can see, I've run out of tackles as well. I then get put to sleep with my Kadabra, who at this point still doesn't really have any moves. And yeah, it's not looking good. It's actually looks like I'm going to lose. But surprisingly, because Victory Bell is an annoying Pokemon, he pretty much crits all the time with Razor Leaf. And he'll always poison you or paralyze you first. I managed to take it out with Fear Me. Fear Me goes for Peck. Doesn't take out Tangela. But I then send out Ivysaur. And I decided just to use Vine Whip and hope I can win. But, as you can see, it's got Constrict, which isn't that bad, but Bind is an annoying move because if he hits me with Bind, I can't attack until the Bind's done. And you know what? I think Ivysaur has just got bad luck because just watching this is really sad. It's the same thing that happened last time, with Exeggutor. It's just sad. So Ivysaur just needs one more hit. Come on, Ivysaur, please. And by the way, in Gen 1, the opponents doesn't run out of power points, so they can do their moves forever. And as you saw, Ivysaur just lost. But No Legs avenges him. No Legs level is very high, which is really good. So I decided to use Dig, and I'm hoping it does a lot. But yeah, it's still not doing a lot because Vileplume is very tanky. I do a lot of damage. I come really close. And, if I can just get one more dig. No, Petal Dance. That's really annoying. I send out Investment, who is asleep. And, yeah, that's so annoying. Now, you might think I've lost, but amazingly, I should win. Because Gen 1's got a little issue that, I wasn't trying to exploit glitches, but... Well, it's a bit of a programming issue. And this is the thing. When you send out a Pokemon that is weak to a specific type move that the AI has, they're going to most likely just use that move and never switch to anything else. And it's looking at my Weed, or Oddish, I should change that name in case, YouTube is not happy with that. And it's thinking, Poison Powder, it has to work. Poison Powder, keep using Poison Powder, and it won't stop. So no matter what it does, it's always going to use Poison Powder. Which means I technically would have won if I got to struggle. But unfortunately, I had cut on my Oddish to get to the gym. So I had to forfeit the match, which I would have won if I could use struggle. Yeah, that's annoying. So I decide I'll just do the match again, but this time I heal up. And the only reason I'm putting the match in the video is because, I might get someone in the comment section say, you didn't beat Erica. And, just to, I don't think anyone cares that much, but just to show that I did beat her, I left the footage in. I just sped it up a bit more. And yeah, you can see she wasn't even a challenge the moment I went and healed up. So, lesson that should be learned may have been learned because I have no idea to know if I follow my lessons. So yeah, Erica beaten. We then go straight to Silphco, and that's when we run into our rival. And this match is interesting because this match actually tells me that I'm extremely underleveled because the best Pokemon I have is level 29 Ivysaur. I mean, I went and got myself a Jolteon, which I call Fuzzy because it's so cute. But yeah, I can't even do a Pidgeot. So I don't see myself winning. I mean, Investment still hasn't got any moves apart from Disable. And none of them are strong enough to do a Pidgeot. Well, fun fact, I actually did come very close the first time to get to Charizard, but that was extreme luck because Pidgeot wasn't hitting me and it just kept wasting time and everyone else was pretty easy. But yeah, I'm not going to win this. I'm not going to win until I go level up a bit. So let's skip that and move straight to the, I think he's the 5th gym leader. Might be. Well, let's move straight on to the next fight, which is the poison gym leader, Koga. Now, Koga sends out Coughing, I turn up my Investment, and finally, Investment has a move, Scything. So we're going to start seeing some good use out of him, which is why he was an Investment. So I deal with his Coughing, no issue. Muck comes out. Muck is very, very tanky when it comes to defense. So I decided to leave Investment in, and Investment is doing amazingly well. And that's because in Gen 1, Special Attack and Special Defense, which was two separate things in future generation games. In Gen 1, it's just one. I explained that horribly, but I think you know what I mean. Basically, the special in Gen 1 is both your special defense and special attack. So whenever you get a special Pokemon in Gen 1, they had a tendency to be broken because their stats were so strong. And that is the reason why Investment is an amazing Pokemon. So Koga was no issue thanks to him and No Legs. And then for Blaine, I decided to just use No Legs because, yeah, most of his Pokemon get taken out very easily. I then bring out Mr. Clutch, which is a Snorlax I went and got. And, yeah, he manages to outmuscle Arcanine, which is quite impressive considering he was at least 13 levels lower. So once I beat them two, I go back to Silphco and I decide to try my luck against the rival. The rival sends out his Pidgeot, as he always does. I send out Fuzzy. Fuzzy does amazingly well at the start, but gets hit by a sand attack and then keeps missing so much moves. So he lost a lot of health against Pidgeot, but that doesn't matter. He manages to take it out. Execute, I switch to Fear to deal with, because Fear is amazingly good against Execute. I hit it with a few pegs, manage to take it out. Gyarados comes out. I try Mr. Clutch because I want to basically use Amnesia to buff my special so that I can take it out. And unfortunately, he didn't use Hydro Pump at the start, so I kind of wasted my time using Arrest. So Mr. Clutch gets taken out, sadly. I go to Fuzzy, hit with Thundershock, get a Paralysis, and Gyarados gets paralyzed. Amazing luck. I take it out. Alakazam's coming out next. I go to No Legs. I'm faster. Hit with a Dig. I'm actually impressed that I'm faster. That's actually quite a surprise. I go for another Dig. This time get a crit. He now brings out Charizard. Now Charizard, I was hoping would be very easy. And I go for Thundershock. And it didn't do good damage, which is kind of bad. So I send out Investment. Go for Psybeam. Get taken out as well. Go for Fear Me. I'm hoping I'm faster. Get hit by Slash. That's good. That's good. I'm still alive. And he goes for Leer. I go for Peck. I don't know why. If he just hit me with a Slash, he may have been able to win, but he didn't. So, yeah, that's the rival. Now, we move on to Giovanni, and Giovanni is a joke. You know what? I'm not even going to bother showing you the match, because you can probably guess that he was easy, and yeah, he's a joke. I'm just not going to bother. We'll move on to something more interesting, because we face him again later on, and you can just watch that fight, and then you'll know what I mean. So, Sabrina, that's who we're facing next, and she's got, you know, a Kadabra, a very strong Pokemon. So I send out Mr. Clutch to try and use my Amnesia trick. I'm hoping this will work. I get 2 Amnesias off. He goes for his 3rd Psybeam. It's doing so little damage, as you can see. I go for Rest, get all my health back. Now all I need to do is hope that he doesn't crit me, and then I can sweep his whole team. Because if he crits, it bypasses my special boost, and it will do normal damage plus the double that it should have done. So that doesn't happen. I take out Kadabra. I manage to take out Mr. Mime as well, which is very good. Venomoth comes out, and Venomoth goes for Psybeam, and it only done 6 damage. Brilliant. And there we go. Mr. Clutch takes out that. Now Alakazam comes out. I hate Space Alakazam, but He can't do anything unless he crits. That wasn't a crit. Psybeam's a weird move. It actually does anywhere between, I think it's 0 to 100. So it can do 0, which is what you had saw, which is very rare. And then we move on to Giovanni. Now, Giovanni, like I said, he's really easy. I send out Ivysaur, I go for a Razor Leaf. Yeah. You know what, I'm wondering why I didn't show you the last one. I was worried about you not believing Erica, but I didn't care about Giovanni. Odd. Anyway, hit his Dugtrio with an Earthquake. My Dugtrio is faster. That's good. Nidoqueen comes out next. I go straight for Psybeam. Psybeam manages to take it out almost. A second Psybeam, and then it's gone. Nidoking comes out next. I go for another Psybeam. I go for my second one to take him out as well, and Giovanni's just not attacking me. Rhydon comes out. I go straight back to my Ivysaur. Ivysaur uses Razor Leaf again, and yeah, Rhydon's gone. And just like that, Giovanni's beaten. And I learned Growth, which was good too, because you're going to see why I got Growth for later on. And I now let Ivysaur evolve, because that was the last move I wanted, because I can't get Solar Beam, because I have to be over level 50. So this is the best moveset it's going to have. Now we run into the rival, our second last rival match. I send out Fuzzy, which is 15 levels lower than Pidgeot, but it doesn't matter, because Fuzzy is incredibly strong and quick. So Fuzzy takes out Pidgeot. Next, he's sending out his Rhyhorn. I decide to switch to Venusaur and go for Razor Leaf for an easy knockout, because Rhyhorn doesn't stand a chance. Exeggutor. I hate Exeggutor so much, and Fear Me still doesn't have Drill Peck, sadly. I know it's got Fly, but that's an HM, so that's the reason I'm not using it. So I just go for Peck. I get hit by Solar Beam, it doesn't matter, it doesn't do that much. I managed to take it out, and now I have Drill Peck. I probably should have leveled up in the then when I done this match, but it doesn't matter. So now I've taken it out, I decide I'm going to switch back to Mr. Clutch. You know, because he dealt with Gyarados so well last time. I think he did. No, I don't think he did. Oh, well, I'm remembering now, because, yeah, Mr. Clutch just got taken out by Gyarados. I go for Fuzzy. Fuzzy does good damage, gets hit by Dragon Rage, which is good, because if it was Hydro Pump, I would have been knocked out. I managed to take it out with a critical Thunder Shock. And now Alakazam comes out. I go for No Legs to go for a dig, and Alakazam's faster than me. That's not good. He uses Recover thanks to Gen 1 bad AI. I managed to just keep going for some sand attacks because I'm hoping that he doesn't hit me. And surprise, surprise, he doesn't. So now I managed to switch to Fear Me because Fear Me's got very good physical attack. I decided to make good use of the Drill Peck. And it's not doing that much, but it's doing good damage. And the crit done fantastic damage before I get taken out by a Psychic. But I decide Fuzzy's got quick attack. If he doesn't use an item, I can knock it out. He doesn't, I get a crit. Perfect. Now, that really goes to show how hard this would have been if I was still using Peck. So I go back to Investment, who's got great special, to tank Charizard's Flamethrower. I get a hit in, but not enough. I then get taken up by Rage, and his Charizard is fast. He goes for Rage, because when you use Rage, it kind of locks your Pokemon into it, and your Pokemon cannot use any other moves. So he's stuck with Rage. Venusaur poisons him because I'm hoping I can do enough damage just to riddle him down faster, but as you can see, Charizard's out damaging me. Unless I got multiple crits, yeah, I couldn't win. But the reason I used Growth, which a few of you saw, was because I was actually using a badge boost glitch. It's kind of a glitch, but basically the way it works is if I modify my stats positively or negatively, doesn't make a difference. It basically buffs up all my stats overall. And that's because when you beat a gym leader, the badge they give you, they actually tell you this, it increases your attack, your special, or your speed. So every time I modify it with Growth, I'm basically getting stronger. Now, critical hits, like moves like Razor Leaf in this gen that pretty much crit all the time, ignore that, so they go back to my normal stats. However, when I'm using Tackle, it means my Tackle will do a lot more, and I'll get more defense. So this is the reason why I've switched to Venusaur at the start and decided to use Venusaur for most of the fight. Because I'm using the glitch, and I'm trying to take away as much Pokemon as possible. Unfortunately, I don't beat Gyarados, but I managed to take out Gyarados with Fuzzy to make up for it. Alakazam comes out, I now go for Mr. Clutch, and I'm hoping he can get his Amnesias off, and then when he gets them off, use Rest, and then just Body Slam. Now, I'm getting very close to being knocked out. I managed to use Rest. He uses Reflect, but I don't know why. He goes for Psychic. I go for Body Slam. I'm now seeing if it works. It's working very well. I've paralyzed him. I've almost taken him out, and there we go. A headbutt to finish Alakazam. Charizard comes out now, and I'm hoping Mr. Clutch can take him out with the buffs to his stats. But Charizard just manages to knock it down. But it doesn't matter. He used Rage, which means he's stuck into it again. I use Investment and beat him. So, yeah. We've beat all the gym leaders. We've beat the rival as much times as you need until you get to the Elite Four. And this is it, the final match. Now, all the music that I'm using in this video was actually made by my brother, so I'll link his YouTube channel when he makes one in the description. And yeah, if you like what I'm doing, give me a like and a subscribe, because I'm planning to do a lot more. So let's have a look at my first Elite Four try, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm not going to say her name because everyone will say I said it wrong, but we face the Ice Elite Four leader. I send that Fuzzy against Dewgong. It's a back and forth until I eventually take it out. I'm now going up against Cloyster. Now Fuzzy shouldn't have a trouble, but Thundershock's not doing a lot of damage, and unless I get Pikachu, this is probably the best electric move I can use in the game, which is really sad. So I've managed to take it out. I now use Venusaur for Slowbro. Slowbro is taken up with Razor Leaf, not an issue. Jinx is coming out. And to deal with Jinx, I decided to stay as Venusaur despite being weak against Ice, because I'm hoping it won't knock me out, and it doesn't, but I don't get the poison and I get knocked out. So No Legs goes for a dig, gets taken out by an Ice Punch. Great. And this is where I realise I'm in trouble. You see, Jinx is quite a strong Pokemon, and as you're just watching each of my Pokemon get taken out one at a time, this wasn't, you know, just a one-off, oh let me try again, I should be fine. No, I lost against her so much times. I think it took me about 20 tries before I finally got past her even once. And it made me realise I need to go and level up, because my Pokemon are extremely under-leveled. And the best way to level up, I thought, would just be keep trying again and again and again and again. So eventually, I go and try, and then we get this type of run. And this run here, well, let me just show you my Pokemon so you see what they look like. They haven't got the best stats, and they haven't got the best moves. I've got Lapras on my team now, because Mr. Clutch wasn't, you know, clutching as much as he should. And Lapras should help against, what's his name? Lance, with his Dragon-type Pokemon. So, here's my attempt once I leveled up my Pokemon to a reasonable level. And, yeah, let's see how this went. So, I used Fuzzy against Dewgong. Fuzzy is doing amazing against Dewgong. Manages to take it out without getting hit. Cloyster comes out. Cloyster hasn't got the best special, so I managed to use Thundershock, but then I get caught in Clamp. But it doesn't do enough to knock me out, and I then take out Cloyster with Fuzzy. Now, since I've taken out Cloyster, he's sending out Slowbro. I know Slowbro is a headache, and the best way to deal with it is probably to get a paralysis before he sets up too much amnesias. But I didn't get one with Thundershock, but I managed to take it out with 2. Usually it takes 3. Now Jinx. Jinx is dangerous, so I need No Legs to knock it out with 1 hit in Earthquake. It doesn't knock it out, which is annoying, but it is possible that Fuzzy might be able to get rid of it with Double Kick. Yes, Fuzzy does. I was hoping Fuzzy would be faster by now, and it turned out it was. So Lapras. Lapras is a dangerous Pokemon, but it doesn't matter at this point. I've still got 4 Pokemon. A lot of them are extremely fast, and Lapras is slow. So Lapras gets taken out. That's Lorelei, or Lorelei. I don't know. So Bruno's next, and yeah, I'm just going to show you. He wasn't an issue. And then we're up against Agatha, and Agatha, I mean, she was harder than Bruno, but yeah, I didn't lose a Pokemon against her because of No Legs. Now Lance the Dragon Trainer. I send out Fuzzy, and I use Thundershock to start off because Gyarados is dangerous if he gets any move in other than Dragon Rage. And fortunately for me, he used Dragon Rage because Hydro Pump probably would have knocked me out. So I take out his Gyarados. Next, he goes for Dragonair. Now this is the reason why I told you about the badge boost glitch. And this is the reason why I bought Venusaur. Venusaur uses Poison Powder. Dragonair uses Agility. And you're going to notice that Dragonair's only going to use Agility throughout the rest of the match. Now, despite the fact that I can't get hurt by it, the AI is telling me, or telling itself, hey, this is a Psychic type move. Venusaur's a Poison type. Use Psychic type move to hurt Poison type. Despite the fact that Agility doesn't hurt me. So, his Dragonairs both have Agility, and his Dragonite have Agility. So, I don't have to worry about getting hit against any of the Dragonairs or Dragonites if I use Venusaur. Now, I did try using Lapras just to see if it made a difference, but it didn't. Lapras was managed to take them out, even with getting hit by the Hyper Beam. So, I managed to take out all of the Dragonairs, and Aerodactyl would be the only one that could hurt me, but he didn't. So, let's move on to the final fight, the rival. So, this is what it all comes down to. I start off with Fuzzy against Pidgeot, go for Thundershock, paralyze it, that's good. He uses Whirlwind rather than Sand Attack, perfect. He then gets a Wing Attack off, does only 16 damage, doesn't matter. I then decide, should I learn Pin Missile and get rid of Sand Attack? Why not? Pin Missile is a physical, I believe it's physical, a physical bug move, and I want to use it against Alakazam because I don't think I'll be able to take it out otherwise. And it doesn't really do much damage, and he used Reflect as well, which means, yeah, I'm not going to do any damage unless I get a crit, which I didn't. So Fuzzy was taken out. That's annoying, so I decide my best bet is to either use Fear Me or No Legs. I go for Fear Me, I go for Drill Peck, I hit a crit. Don't know if it would have took him out otherwise, but it doesn't matter. Now, I decided to choose Venusaur. I actually realised that if I stayed as Fear Me, I could have used Mirror Move and just hit him with a Horn Drill. But I think Venusaur is a better pick because it's faster and I don't have to worry about getting hit. So I then go back to Fear Me against Exeggutor, use Drill Peck, doesn't take them out, get hit by Barrage. It's not a Hypnosis, so that's fine. Another Drill Peck, taken care of, level 48. Gyarados is coming out, and this is bad. I lost my Fuzzy, my Jolteon, so a Lap Pillow is my best bet. But I didn't pick it, funnily enough. So I decided to go for a Drill Peck. I'm hoping to do a bit of damage. Hyper Beam hits me. That's annoying. In Gen 1, if you get taken out by Hyper Beam, you're allowed to attack the next turn. If you don't take him out, you then have to wait a turn. It's weird. This is Gen 1. Investment takes out Gyarados, so now I've got Charizard to deal with. If I can just hit a Hydro Pump, I win. I got caught in the Fire Spin because Charizard is so fast, and it was only 2. I get hit by Fire Blast. I'm hoping I hang in. It's a crit. No. Okay, this is bad. Investment, I use him. I'm hoping Psychic can take it out. I get hit by a Fire Blast. It doesn't knock me out. I get a critical Psychic. I just need one more hit. Slash. That's bad. I decide to go for No Legs, go for Slash. It's always a crit. I don't take it out. I survived the Fire Blast, which surprises me. And I managed to win with a Slash of my own. And just like that, I've beaten Pokemon Red with no HMs and TMs and level cap of 50 or lower. And I was surprised. I thought it would be a lot harder. Well, it was hard, but I thought I wouldn't be able to do it properly. But before I end this video, I think there's one battle I should do. Now, some of you know about this glitch, and this was the main glitch I was talking about, but let me introduce you to the real final match. Professor Oak wants to battle. So I start off with a Lap Pillow against Taurus, get hit by Takedown, a critical one, and it knocks me out. Great! I decide Venusaur. I go for Razor Leaf just to see how much it does. It should do good damage. It's not the best. I get hit by another Takedown, but my Razor Leaf finishes it off whilst I hang in there with 62 HP. I level up to level 49, Exeggutor's coming out, you know who I'm bringing. I go for Fear Me, and Fear Me shouldn't have an issue. Drill Peck does, I think that's half? That's pretty bad because I got put to sleep. He hits me with a Stomp, goes for Barrage, it misses, another Stomp. Drill Peck please, it doesn't take him out. And I get knocked out by Barrage. That is worrying. Well, I send out No Legs. I go for Earthquake, I don't know why I done that. I should have went for Slash, but I managed to take out Executor. I go to level 48, Arcanite's coming out. I'm staying there's no legs. I'm hoping Earthquake knocks it out. And oh my goodness, that was a crit and I still didn't knock it out. It's a good thing he went for Leer. I managed to get rid of Arcanite. Venusaur's coming out. This is worrying. I don't know who to pick to take care of it. I decided Investment might be able to do this. It shouldn't have too much issue. I go for Psychic. Okay, good. I was worrying for nothing. Well, that was a crit and it still didn't knock him out. Puts to sleep. It's charging up a Solar Beam. I don't think it can do that much damage on Venusaur. It's got to be less than 30. Yeah, less than 30, so that's no issue. I go for Tackle, and I get hit by another Solar Beam. I know it's not going to knock me out. I managed to take out Venusaur with Venusaur. Gyarados. That's bad. Fuzzy, I send him out. I'm hoping he can do good damage. Thundershock just does shy of half. Get hit by Dragon Rage. Another Thundershock. Oh, Gen 1, your AI is so terrible. And just like that, Thundershock, I take out Professor Oak. And rudely he says not good enough, so I think he's just a bit mad and salty that I didn't finish the Pokedex. But there we go. Can you beat Pokemon Red with a level cap and no HMs and TMs? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. And that did surprise me. But if I'm being honest, I think that actually comes down to the fact that Gen 1's got bad AI and it's got... there's just so much problems with Gen 1 that it made it possible. But how's it going to be if I... what if I tried another game, Pokemon Yellow? Or one of the later generations where they have good AI? Who knows? Well, join me on my journey as I carry on doing these Pokemon challenges. So, until the next time.